We have had a saying since the beginning of I'm strong for you.
And you're strong for me.
Around early mid-January, we started dating pretty consistently. And it was on Valentine's Day that we became an exclusive couple. But it wasn't until actually after we had separated for quarantine that we decided to officially become boyfriend and girlfriend.
We dated for a while. After it didn't work out, she dumped me. And then years later, a mutual friend of ours passed away. In the course of preparing for the memorial service, we realized that we were interested in each other again and began dating. In the sense, I would travel out from St. Louis to Chicago.
We ended up deciding that he was going to move up here to Chicago. And then they locked down the state of Illinois.
I was starting to come down with various symptoms, congestion, what else did I have? Lots of headaches. I had a little itchy skin and itchy eyes, sinus drainage that was causing a cough. I was basically quarantined to the bathroom and the upper level of our house. And my husband had to sleep in our guest room.
On the couch.
And on the couch. And so, we had to presume positive for about 5 days until thankfully I got a negative result.
One of the hardest things is that we're both very affectionate people. And we're both very physically affectionate, right? Whenever we're around each other, we're always touching each other.
So not being able to hug my husband when I'm afraid for my life was a really, really terrible feeling. Not being able to sit down and have the kind of difficult but proper conversations that a husband and wife would have about what to do about money if something happens to us, or how to communicate with our families, or what kind of service we want.
It's hard, obviously, not being able to see each other. But at the same time, I think it's just kind of made us want, look forward to seeing each other even more. So we're missing each other, but we don't feel like we're missing out because we're not together.
Time spent physically with another person is really reassuring for me. So in the beginning, especially because we would see each other multiple times a week and spend time together, it was kind of difficult in the beginning, just not to have that anymore, to physically see him and be in his presence. But since then, since we talk so much and we video chat and we do all those things to try and maintain the connection, it's been good.
I'm in my 50s. I would like to get on with the rest of our lives.
Plan A is we're going to get married on Halloween because we're us.
We're hoping by October we'll be able to have more than 7 people at the wedding. But we can't contact photographers or caterers or anything like that because no one's open. Plan B is that I rent a car, drive down to St. Louis, and we have a social distance wedding. I got rid of some furniture to make room for his, so there's empty spots. Literally everything is just ground to a halt. We said we wanted to have a masked ball for our wedding. This wasn't what we meant. Be kind to each other and be patient with each other, because sometimes I'm I have had a shitty day and I love you dearly, but I'm going to go have a glass of wine, take a hot bath, and go to bed because I can't cope right now.
Another thing that's been helpful to me has been reminding myself that as big a challenge as we're facing, there are people facing a lot worse.
If we're going to video chat and I'm doing something with friends, or maybe she's watching a show with her mom, we don't have to interrupt these things that we're doing. We both know, we both have time. We can wait a little bit. We don't put pressure on each other in that way.
We're also anticipating things that we're going to be able to do while we're together. So we have a shared Google Doc called the quarantine list, little trademark emoji. And we add to it things that we want to do when this is all over.
That list might include anything like trying a margarita from the place that got ranked #1 for margaritas in New York City, to something a weekend trip to Canada, which we both really want to do. So it's a wide range of activities.
Spending time apart too also just made us have a different sense of gratitude for the time that we have together. And that time apart being really a time of fear, it made us really step into getting to know each other on a few other different levels as well.
I am so grateful for my husband, and I feel like I really married my equal and my partner. I'm finding myself being really grateful for some quality time that I think we've been more intentional about having during these circumstances that we just wouldn't have had otherwise.
Each day is one day closer to like all of this being over and like us being able to see each other.
This wasn't quite how we planned to get there.